Another edition of Motorsports Magazine, joined on the program this evening by Carl Fredrickson. And Carl, folks that may not be familiar with the name Carl Fredrickson, give us a little background first.
Well, I've been following racing for a little over 25 years, racing cars just about ever since then, and started with the magazine business in 1992. And we launched Speedway Illustrated in 2000. We have the employees now own the magazine, and we're up and running, and we make a magazine that's guaranteed to make racers faster. And we like to say it's the second most important paper in the bathroom.
And circulation, yeah, that's a good one. Circulation-wise, how's the magazine doing?
It's doing quite well. It's funny that I happen to be here in upstate New York, but upstate New York has always been our best region in the country. Going back to when our team put out Stock Car Racing magazine in the early 90s, New York was the strongest place in the country. It still is, so it's a privilege to get to come here, even though we're all pretty close to here. I love to come to New York.
One of the things that's interesting about the state of New York is that you have a number of asphalt tracks that are doing very well. Oswego Speedway is on a real rebound right now. Airborne, of course, has been doing well for a number of years. And you get a real rabid fan base of dirt track racing as well. And your magazine covers all of those angles.
Right. We do short track primarily. We do dirt track, paved track. What we do is try to celebrate the racer lifestyle. We help guys who go racing be faster, safer, and get more robust sponsorships. And then we always want to take people from the couch who've never been to a short track and bring them to a grandstand.
Right.
And then we want them to go from the grandstand to the pits. And after they wrench on a car for a year, we want them to climb in the driver's seat and watch a race from the best seat in the house, which is right behind the steering wheel.
And is that a part of your experience here tonight? I mean, you've driven race cars before. Why don't you give us first some of the background of when you have raced and when you perhaps last raced?
Well, I race as often as I can, but and I've raced across the last 25 years. But all different divisions, dirt, pavement, wherever I can get a ride, whatever it winds up in our garage. But the most important thing is to have fun with race cars. That's why I'm so grateful to Wes Moody and Patrick Dupree for extending a car so that I could have the privilege of coming to Airborne and running around the track. I've been here as a reporter, I've had the treat of being at the banquet, and now I'm going to get to run a race car. I hope I get to do well. I hope I do okay out here. And it's a tall order, but
if there's any car to get in, Carl, you're probably in a real good one.
Oh, I know, but I'd rather be in a clunker. That way, wow, it's a car. No, I can't say that. It's Wes Moody's car. Yeah, it's going to be fast.
I don't know if, I know you've talked to the guys, but Pat had a pretty hard crash here last week, and they were still able to put together, I'm sure, what's going to be a pretty good piece for you this evening in the modified division. You've written about this racetrack, and I know the Speedway is very appreciative of the things that you've had to say in the magazine about Airborne. There's a lot of things that not to sound like we're patting ourselves on the back too much, but there's a lot of things that are really going in a positive direction here at Airborne Speedway.
Airborne has enthusiasm. It's got motivation. It has a national perspective that maybe wasn't here 10 years ago, but it certainly is now. And it's a result of the owners. It's a result of Mike Perotti. When I go to the promoter's workshop in Reno, Nevada, and guys with racetracks in Iowa and Arizona are talking about Airborne. When I go to the one in Florida, people in Wisconsin and Michigan are talking about Airborne and what's gone on here. And I think it's wonderful. I think it's fantastic.
Now, you also go to a number of racetracks across New England as well. Talk about some of the tracks in New England that you've been to this season. I know there's a number of tracks that are doing very well there. Also some tracks that are struggling. People will often reference the economy and how times are tough. Certainly that is true. But what seems to separate in the tracks that you've been to, those tracks that are still doing well in spite of tough economic times, and those tracks that are struggling?
A reason to go. As long as you have a reason to go to the racetrack, people will come. And that's the key. If people want to be entertained, and it's about the atmosphere, it's about the welcoming nature, it's about things that I experienced even at Airborne's banquet that I've not experienced ever before, the enthusiasm. When you watch the guys in the headlining divisions like the modified, following the guys in the four-cylinder classes and know who's running well and know who's running strong, that's a racetrack that really has a pulse, that really has some dynamicism to it, and that's happening right here. So well, that's what our magazine needs to be about.
In addition to your writing...
I'm excited, so I apologize for not getting I wound up on this stuff.
But in addition to your writing responsibilities, of course, the main responsibility tonight for you is to drive a race car. So I don't want to keep you too much longer because you're getting ready for a practice session, and I know you want to get out there and get behind the wheel of Patrick's car. But again, on behalf of Airborne, we really appreciate the fact that you're, one, here, and two, the very positive comments that you've written about the racetrack. And we hope you have a great time driving Wes's car tonight. And again, really appreciative of all the things that you've done for the track.
Well, thanks, Rob. You know, the big thing for me is that I got here early. I walked the track, and I'm walking around going, "Oh, this isn't so intimidating. This isn't so tough. I could be okay." And then I saw Patrick's tire marks on the wall. I said, "Oh boy, all right, take that off and just try to run the car." So we'll have some fun no matter what.
Well, you do that, and again, thanks a lot for being here.
My privilege. Thank you.
That's
Thank
Carl Fredrickson, everybody. Stay tuned. Racing action's coming up next on Motorsports.
First event of the evening, rolling off turn 4, down the front stretch in the green. Flag is out. Woodward on the outside. They're going to take it 5 wide into the first corner. Up the backstretch the first time, Woodward leads the way, but here comes John Bradley. He's going to move up on the outside in the 69. Scott Richner's got the door open on the inside, and Richner will lead the pack off turn 4. And they will come 3 wide down the front stretch, and at the line, Richner leads the first lap of the evening by just a nose. Look at this 77 of Chris Clark. He started 7th. He's going to have the lead up the backstretch on lap 2. Clark is your leader. Moving through on the inside, Eric Sales takes 2nd. Richner is back to 3rd. Bradley has dropped back. He's now into the number 6 spot, as Malcolm Woodward hung on the outside in that 4th spot in the 43 car. The 0-2 of Riel looking for room on the inside, as you could throw a blanket on those 4 cars battling for that number 3 spot. Up front to the halfway point, your leader is Chris Clark in the 77. Trying to hold off Eric Sales in the 47, and then it's 8 car lengths back to the 3rd spot, which has been assumed by the 0-2 of Eric Riel. Woodward kicking up the dirt in the bunker. He's sideways again, trying to hang on to it, but he loops it, pulling out of the bunker. He's got it refired, and we're going to stay green. 2 to go. The battle continues up front. Chris Clark, 77, and Eric Sales in the 47. That advantage has been about a car length since these two started to pull away from that 3rd place battle. White flag coming out this time by. Can Clark hang on, or does Sales have room down the backstretch? He looks to the inside, going into turn number 2, pulls right alongside, sticks a nose in front. We'll see what Clark can do on the outside. It's Eric Sales, 47 inside. Chris Clark outside, 77. Off turn 4 and down the stretch they come. They bump, but at the line, it's the 47 of Eric Sales. Clark skids across the first turn wall, as those two not only bump coming to the checkered flag, they bump after the checkered flag. And one humdinger of a first qualifier for the mini modifieds.
Now, hopefully the damage on the right front of Chris Clark's number 77 isn't going to be too significant. Looked like he made pretty good contact up there in the turn number 1 wall, but they were both tapping each other just past the start-finish line.
John Bradley in the 69, the 0-2 of Eric Riel, and the 21 of Scott Richner round out the top 5. Qualifier number 2 rolls off 4. Green is out. It's a good jump on the outside for Jamie LaFountain. Jamie is going to have a 3-car length advantage by the time he hits the backstretch. Holgrove 66 is squirrely, but he's got it going the right way, and we'll stay under green. 4 wide action for the mini modifieds up in turn 3 as they all try and run down the 20 of the king, Jamie LaFountain. Josh Leclerc has moved the 7 car into the number 2 spot. Here comes the 45 of Josh Laporte on the inside. He's going to battle 3 wide up the backstretch. Josh Lavarnway's in the middle. Jimmy Varno's in the far outside. Varno's going to back off just a bit, settle into that number 5 spot and trying to hold off the 0-3 of Speedy Brissett. Speedy is the points leader coming into this evening's action. Just 2 points counting races left for the Keysville Napa Mini Modifieds. Eric Sales just behind in the 2nd spot. We saw Eric win the first qualifier for the minis. They're going to be halfway this time by, and the top 2 cars have pulled away. On the inside, it's Josh Leclerc, but still with a lead at the stripe on the outside. Jamie LaFountain in that 20. The 45 is next of Josh Laporte, then Josh Lavarnway's 13. Speedy Brissett has taken that number 5 spot, followed by Jimmy Varno in the 07, Matt Brusso in the 26, the 41 of Tim LaFountain. And then it is way back to Fast Freddie Colgrove in the 666. And we still do not have a driver. We'll have to make up a name if we don't get one soon on that 84 car. But it won't be Fast anything.
Uh-oh.
Josh Leclerc in the 7 is your leader to the white flag. Josh Laporte has taken second. The King is back to third. Speedy looks to the inside of Josh Lavarnway. He would like to take that 4th spot away. In through turns 3 and 4 the final time, and coming off turn 4, your winner in car number 7 is Josh Leclerc. Josh Laporte finishes second. The King, Jamie LaFountain, finishes third. 4th spot goes to that 13 car of Josh Lavarnway in the top 5, rounded out by points leader Speedy Brissett.
9 cars ready to run qualifier number 1. Here they come off turn number 4. Green flag is out. Dan Brown had motor problems last week in practice, did not turn a lap in a qualifier or the feature, of course, with that 327. And he's back running well here to start this qualifier. Pat Dupree goes right up to the top of the racetrack. He flies around Mike Labreche. He goes to the 2nd spot on lap 1. The leader's Dan Brown. Here comes Dupree with the number 24 working to the top. That's a brand new modified. He had it here earlier in the season. Turned some laps in practice, but it's the mount that he's using tonight. Patrick Dupree's number 24, brand new machine for Pat. Working in third is Mike Labreche as Dupree makes a bid for the lead going to turn number 1. Dan Brown a middle line trying to hold off Patrick Dupree, but Dupree's going to move through on the inside. The Saranac Country Store 24, Labreche with a wild ride off number 2. He's going to lose a bunch of spots as they scramble to get around the number 99. Patrick Dupree will slingshot to the lead in the 24. Dan Brown running in the 2nd spot. The 3 spot goes to the 76 of Mike Wells. 4th is Pat McGrail out of Candiac, Quebec. And then it's the 60 of Jimmy Ryan. Running in 6th, it is Leon Gagnon in the number 4. And then at the back of the pack, Martin Roy really tiptoeing his way around the racetrack tonight. Martin certainly in a position where he needs to finish 14th or better this evening in the feature event to lock up the track championship, and he is taking it real easy at the back of the pack. Martin Roy with that number 90 still running dead last, and that's where he started this first qualifier. Patrick Dupree is checking out. His lead is almost half the backstretch over Dan Brown. Mike Wells still runs third. A gaggle of cars running at the back of the pack. That includes the 90 of Martin Roy as they're running wheel to wheel for spots 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now Martin Roy has some room to get underneath the 60 of Jimmy Ryan, and he'll also slide underneath the 99 of Labreche. So just like that, he goes from 9th to 6th. Top 4 will qualify and pick up handicap. The leader is Patrick Dupree. Dan Brown is 2nd. 3rd is Mike Wells. 4th is Pat McGrail. McGrail, of course, was the other machine that was heavily damaged last week after Patrick Dupree's number 24 rode the front stretch wall. Now the right side tire's up on top of that wall. Again, that car has been stripped down. The frame is still good, but they'll rebuild that for 2012. Patrick Dupree with a brand new machine leading by half the front stretch with 2 laps to go. Dan Brown has the Hooters 327 in 2nd. Mike Wells with a G&G Auto 76 works 3rd. Pat McGrail is 4th with a 10. Leon Gagnon 5th with a 4. Martin Roy has closed in on the group and now goes to the top of the racetrack to make a bid on the 4 of Leon Gagnon with a white flag out. Martin Roy has been ultra careful in this qualifier. He flies around Leon Gagnon, now sizing up Pat McGrail. You can see Gagnon fighting back, though, down on the inside. 3 wide going to 3. McGrail takes the line away from Leon Gagnon. The leader is going to be the winner, rather, is Patrick Dupree. 2nd will be Dan Brown. 3rd, Mike Wells. And 4th, Martin Roy. He picks up 2 spots on the final lap and really in the final 2 turns. So Martin Roy really got going at the final lap. He played it very conservative in that qualifier, understanding what he needs to have happen tonight to win the track title. And he gets to the 4th spot. The winner is Patrick Dupree with the number 24. 10 cars ready to run. Qualifier number 2 takes the green flag. The 97 of Chris Vernal, 10th place point man in the Ernie's Discount Tools modified point standing, showing the way. The Atash Chateauguay number 49 of Richard Tesser runs in a 2nd spot. Max Vienne back in his regular number 25, running in 3rd. For much of the season, he's campaigned his dad's 46 car, but he's back in the 25 machine, running in 3rd. 4th is Roger Labreche. Labreche with that number 100 had his best career finish in the modified division last Saturday night when he finished in 4th in the feature event. The leader is Chris Vernold. Richard Tesseur with the Attache Chateauguay 49 runs in the 2nd spot. Running at 3rd right now, it's Max Viennes, 25. With the numero 100 for Roger Labrèche in the 4th position. 5th is the 38 of Mike Finney. 6th is Vince Quinville. Here comes Quinville on the inside. He is the 5th place point man, trying to get that spot away from Mike Finney. Quinville, the number 78 out of Brandon, Vermont. 5th place in the overall point standings, trying to get to the inside of Mike Finney to grab that spot. Max Viennes has moved to 25 to the 2nd position as he worked underneath Richard Tesseur's number 49. You've got 3 Quebec drivers running in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. 2nd is Max Viennes from Saint-Césaire. 3rd is Richard Tesseur from Chateauguay, Quebec. And running in the 4th spot from Saint-Rémy, Quebec, it is Roger Labrèche with the number 100. Halfway in qualifier number 2. Chris Vernold out of Kingsbury, New York, the Capital District, leading by some 12 car lengths over Max Viennes. Viennes trying to cut into the deficit, and he's doing it, but he's running out of time in this qualifier. That 25 running very well tonight for Max. Sitting in the 3rd position, still Richard Tesseur. Roger Labrèche also in a spot where he would pick up handicap with a 100. Vince Quinville in the 78 really working on that right rear tire, smoking that right rear tire, and actually getting off the backstretch a little bit with a 78. Sits in the 5th spot. Then it's Mike Finney with a 38 6th. Greg Atkins is in the 7th spot with the Atkins Trucking 1. Then it's Chris Kaye with the 18. Carl Fredrickson with a 24X. And then it's Jim McComb with the number 5 at the back of the pack. Max Viennes at one point was 12 car lengths behind the 97. He's close to about 5 at the start-finish line with 2 laps to go. Let's see if Max can make something happen with the final lap and a half. Chris Vernold and the number 97 leading now by 3 as they go to 3 and 4. Viennes closes the gap coming off of turn number 4 down to the white flag. It's going to be a 3-car length advantage. Chris Vernold works the middle line through 1 and 2. On it, off of turn number 2 and pulling away from Max Viennes. He opens it back up to 5 car lengths. Viennes doesn't have anything for him on this final lap. Checkered flag's going to be out. Here he comes off turn number 4. The winner is Chris Vernold. 2nd goes to Max Viennes. 3rd to Richard Tesseur. 4th, Roger Labrèche. 5th to Vince Quinville. 6th to Mike Finney. 7th, Greg Atkins. 8th to Chris Kaye. 9th to Carl Fredrickson. And in 10th, it is Jim McComb in the 5. 8 machines set to roll. Qualifier number 3. Matt Woodruff, Craig Riel, bringing him off at turn number 4 down the front stretch. There's the green flag. Woodruff in the 59 pushes up in turn number 2. Riel had to adjust his line and go to the top of the racetrack. And now in hot pursuit, it's the 1 of Bertillon. Bertillon looks high. Oh, look out. The Bartamy brothers clip each other going into 3 and 4 as the X pushed up the track. I think he had to avoid the 0-2 car. And he pushed up the racetrack and actually clipped the left rear of his brother Aaron in the B3. Mike Riel in the 0-2 really seems to be fighting it. That car is slow down the backstretch going to 3 and 4. Aaron Bartamy with a little bump on the 0-2. He drifts up going to turn number 4. The open line is down on the inside along the front stretch. The leader is Matt Woodruff with a 55. Craig Riel in his CO2 runs 2nd. Pierre Bertillon going after that 2nd spot. He's got the inside line going to turn number 3. The CO2 gives him room. The 1 moves through. He'll go to the 2nd spot. Craig Riel in the CO2 now working in 3rd. Aaron Bartamy's moved to 4th with a TDI repair. Oh, look out. Mike Riel slams the back of the B3 going to 1 and 2. A great save by Bartamy with the B3. Aaron Bartamy running in the 4th position. Andy Haywood running in the 5th spot. 6th is George Foley. Now Adam Bartamy goes after the 0-2 over in turn number 4. It's tag team wrestling right now in qualifier number 3. Except nobody's told Craig Riel that there's a battle going on at the back of the pack. His dad he's getting it from Bartamy 1 and Bartamy 2. Halfway in qualifier number 3. It's Matt Woodruff in the 55. Pierre Bertillon in the 1 running in 2nd. A big gap back to Craig Riel. In the 4th spot, it's Aaron Bartamy. Here comes George Foley in the 34, looking to the outside of the 80 of Andy Haywood. Foley will take that spot away. He goes to the 5th position. 3 wide into turn number 2. Foley trying to snake through down on the inside as they work to the 3rd turn. Matt Woodruff still leading. Aaron Bartamy holding on to that 4th spot, feeling a lot of heat from George Foley in the 34. Woodruff's lead is 2 car lengths over Pierre Bertillon in the 1. Running in 3rd, it is Craig Riel with a CO2. Now in 4th, it's Foley in the 34. Aaron Bartamy now 5th with a B3. 6th is Andy Haywood. 7th is Adam Bartamy, and running in 8th, that's Mike Riel with the 0-2. 2 laps to go in the third qualifier. Matt Woodruff's number 55, leading by 4 car lengths over Pierre Berthiaume in the 1. I think Berthiaume's not really pushing the issue here. Knows he's got a qualified spot, at least handicap-wise. With a white flag out, 1 to go, he's content to run in the second spot. Because if I'm honest, I think the 1 probably would have something for the 55. Matt running strong, though. He put a lot of time into getting that new car together. About a month ago, he destroyed his number 55. They've worked to put it together, and he's running well and winning this third qualifier. Matt Woodruff wins. Pierre Berthiaume 2nd, George Foley 3rd, 4th to Craig Riel, 5th to Aaron Bartamy, 6th to Andy Haywood, 7th to Adam Bartamy, 8th to Mike Riel. The final row, it's the 57 from Altona, that's Howard Stoner, and shotgun on the field. And the number 73, it's Steve Legacy. He is from St. Jerome, Quebec as well. That's the field, first qualifier, and they're already 3 wide going to turn number 2. Keith Pelkey's on the inside, Cody Myers on the outside. The 11's going backwards, and he gets a piece of the 96, and now he is sliding towards the bunker and the backstretch jersey barriers, and that's going to bring out a yellow flag. They'll bring the field back down to the green flag. It's full restart, no laps complete. Here they come. Green flag is out. Pelkey from the outside on number 1 leads them. Cody Myers in the 75 running in the second spot. The 3 of Danny Sullivan, the 68 of Jamie Atkins, and the 38 of Bouvret. They play a little bumper tag going to turn number 3. Bouvret in the 38 down on the inside. Remember, the Autodrome St. Eustache Sportsman cars, a little wider tire, certainly a big advantage, and they were running about a half second quicker in practice. And Bouvret's down on the inside with the number 38 trying to come through. It's Danny Sullivan on the top of the track with car number 3. Sullivan running in the second spot. Bouvret in the 38 runs in third. Cody Myers is 4th. Jamie Atkins is 5th. And it's Gagnon with the number 0 running in the 6th spot. The leader is Keith Pelkey with a 24. Bouvret in the 38 on the inside. Sticks to that inside line. He's trying to come through now. Certainly has racing room. Pelkey's car is faster on the top of the racetrack, but Bouvret with those wider tires hooked down on the inside. Here he is trying to come through with the number 38. He'll be the new race leader. Jean-Francois Bouvret from St. Jerome, Quebec is the leader. Keith Pelkey runs second. Running third is Danny Sullivan. Cars battling for that 4th spot. Jamie Atkins, the 68, the 75 of Cody Myers. Myers is off into the bunker on the backstretch. He's going to lose a couple of spots. The 73 of Steve Legacy from St. Jerome, he moves up a position. He's got the Auto Prix number 73 in a 5th. And then it is the 0 of Gagnon running right behind him. So the leader in the 38, Bouvret, and he's got about a half backstretch lead over Keith Pelkey in the 24. Then the 3 of Sullivan, the 68 of Atkins. Now remember, Jamie Atkins in that number 68 has also put on the wider tires, so he will not be, look out, contact along the front stretch, as Gagnon with the 0 had moved to the outside of the 68 machine, and now the 73 of Legacy goes around in turns 1 and 2, and that's going to bring out the second yellow flag of the evening, second of this qualifier. In this first qualifier, green flags back out. Bouvret on the inside, Pelkey on the outside. It's going to be Bouvret pulling through with the number 38. Here comes Gagnon. He's shot out of a cannon on the inside of turn number 2. Eyeing an inside line into turns 3 and 4. Dan Sullivan takes that away with the 3 car. He'll run in the third position. Gagnon glued down to the inside with the number 0. He's fighting for position now with Jamie Atkins, who works on the top of the track. Atkins will get on the binders, now follow Gagnon down on a lower line off of turn number 2. So the leader is Bouvret, second is Pelkey, third is Sullivan, fourth is Gagnon, fifth is Atkins. Then it's the 57 of Howard Stoner running in the 6th spot. Cody Myers still fighting on the outside. He is 7th. Right behind them, it's the 73 of A Legacy and the 96 of Fred Lagoy. And at the back of the pack, it's Jimmy Bushy's number 11. No contest out front, but there's pretty good action elsewhere. They're even running 3 wide right now for the 6th spot. The 73 trying to get that inside line. Stoner in the 57 trying to hang on to the 6th position with 2 laps to go for race leader Jean-Francois Bouvret. The battle for second between 2 airborne regulars. Dan Sullivan, the 3 car, the 24 of Keith Pelkey. Gagnon in the number 0 trying to find a way around with his 0 car. It is Sullivan's 3 that is taking that inside line. He's kind of boxed right now. Although, again, he sticks to the inside. He's looking to an inside line going to 1, but Sullivan's still there. White flag on the field. Half a lap remains for the 38 of Bouvret. Here comes Gagnon making it 3 wide for second off of turn number 2. They battle for second going to the third turn. Pelkey backs out of it a little bit. Bouvret's going to win with a 38. Here comes Gagnon in the 0 car. The fight with Sullivan for second. It goes to Gagnon. Sullivan third. Fourth to Pelkey. Fifth goes to the 73 of Steve Legacy. Then it's Jamie Atkins in sixth. Seventh to Howard Stoner. Eighth to Cody Myers. Fred Lagoy ninth. And 10th to Jimmy Bushy. Ready to run with 10 cars in qualifier number 2 for the J&S Steel Sportsman Division. Here they come off of turn number 4. Green flag. McGinley with a 35 and the 86 is Shagnon. Cody Albin in the number 7 goes to the top of the racetrack as the cars move through. The leader, McGinley. Second, Shagnon. Running in third is the 21 of Dave Rabtoy. The 19 of Jamie Begor to the 4th position on the top, but also right there is Nick Haywood with car number 29. That outside line trying to move. The 86 of Shagnon. Right behind him is Jamie Begor's number 19. Dave Rabtoy's in third with the number 21 down on the inside. Begor's gained a little separation between himself and the 29 of Haywood, although Haywood now moves through to the inside as Begor had to get on the binders a little bit, running right behind the 86. Begor spots a hole down to the inside, going to try to follow the 21 of Dave Rabtoy. On the move on the top of the track is Martin Goulet with the number 84. Goulet has moved to the door of Nick Haywood's 29. They're fighting for the 5th spot as that outside line is certainly coming to life. Brian McGinley, car 35, shows the way. Dave Rabtoy coming to second with a 21. Jamie Begor in the number 19 has to get on the brakes as they go to turn 1 to allow Rabtoy to control his car going to the first turn. He pushes off turn number 2, perhaps 4 wide down the backstretch. Oh, good move by Goulet to back out of it. Begor in the number 19 comes through on the inside. Shagnon in the 86 pushes way up the track. Here comes Begor trying to pick up 2 or 3 spots, and I think by the time he gets off of turn number 2, he's going to be able to do it. Brian McGinley in the 35 shows the way. Begor pushes in 2. That opens up the door for Goulet with the number 84. 3 wide going to turn number 3. Martin Goulet in the 84 trying to come through on the inside. Jamie Begor working on the outside with a 19 for second as they're halfway. At the line, it looked like Goulet's 84 was in the second spot. Begor's 19 on the outside now running third. Brandon Atkins in the number 4. He's also put on the wider tires tonight. So Atkins running in the 4th spot. Jamie Begor putting up a good fight for now for the second position. They're running down Brian McGinley's 35, who is dirt tracking off turn number 4. He was sideways off the 4th turn. Boxes up right behind McGinley, the leader, but it's not going to box much longer. The 84 of Goulet on the inside line is going to take the lead. Jamie Begor in the number 19 also looking inside. 3 cars battling for second. Here comes Brandon Atkins with the number 4 machine on the inside. Remember, he's got the wider tires on. He's going to go to the second spot. Third is Begor with the number 19. Now into the 4th position, it's Stéphane Aubin from Boisbriand, Quebec in the number 26. Aubin running in the 4th spot, but he's got room on the inside of the 19. And again, with the wider tires, you can certainly see how these cars from the Autodrome Saint-Eustache stick down on that inside line. Over the course of the season, we have seen some teams here at Airborne in the Sportsman Division figure out that inside line, but what I've been really noticing with these Quebec cars is that they really get on the hammer a lot quicker coming off the turn with the wider tires, and that's where they're pulling away from the Airborne regulars. The leader is the 84 of Goulet. In second, it is Brandon Atkins with the 4. Third is the 26 of Aubin. Fourth is Jamie Begor with the 19. Here comes the 14 of Sebastian Joseph trying to take that 4th spot away, and Joseph on the inside line is likely going to do it. He pushed up the track in 3 and 4, might have touched the 19 just a little bit. The checkered flag is out for Goulet. Atkins finishes second. Third goes to the 26 of Aubin. I believe the 14th of Joseph, 14 rather, just got the 4th spot, and then it was Begor in the 19 finishing 5th. 8 cars ready to run in qualifier number 3. As they race side by side off of turn number 2, 3 wide off turn number 2. Look at Branham go with those wider tires in the 20. He just flies by on the inside going to turn number 3. The leader out front is Casey St. Clair. Travis Bruno runs in the 2nd spot. Running in 3rd, it is the 18 of Sean Duquette. 4th right now is Bucko Branham. Branham goes to the top. He's going to follow the 18, trying to get around car number 33. Running in 5th, it's Robin Wood with a 61. The 66 of Pelletier runs right behind Wood. Then it's the 422 of Demers running just out the back of the 66 car. The inside line coming to life perhaps a little bit, although Branham in the number 20 flies around Sean Duquette's number 18. Again, there are 3 Airborne regulars that have put on the wider tires. One of them is car number 20. And you could see how he dives down to the inside, going to 3 and 4, gets good pull off of the fourth turn, and he drives away to lead. Bucko Branham is the race leader. Casey St. Clair in the 56 runs in the second spot. Third is Sean Duquette. Fourth is Max Pelletier with the number 66. Here comes Pelletier through on the inside. He's going to go to the third position, taking that spot away from Sean Duquette. Duquette now fourth. Fifth is going to be Robin Wood with car number 61. The 66 of Pelletier, the Big Bill Impala, running now in the second position. He is one of the top runners at the Autodrome St. Eustache with that number 66. Let's see if he can chase down Bucko Branham's number 20. Not likely with Branham's local knowledge and the fact that he's got similar tires. The number 20 will certainly be the favorite, in my mind, going to the 50-lap feature tonight. You got to figure with the extra distance, the 50 laps and these wider tires, those cars are certainly going to have a pretty sizable advantage as the 59 of Stephen Brissett spins over in turn number 2, and that's going to bring out a yellow flag in qualifier number 3. They'll set the pace and bring him back down to the green flag. And again, this 66 is one of the top runners at St. Eustache. Let's see how he fares here with Bucko in the 20 car. Green flag is out. Pelletier elects to get down to the inside line, try to follow Branham around the racetrack. Duquette in the 18 runs third. The 422 of Demers has moved to the fourth position. Casey St. Clair in the 56 running in fifth. Although here comes Robin Wood on the inside. He's going to take the fifth spot away. So Robin Wood goes to the fifth position. Now remember, those Airborne drivers that have put on the wider tires, they will not be running for points tonight. And Branham, who is the second place point man, he said a number of times he's not so much interested in points, although he's been a track champion here at the Speedway. He wants the win and he wants the first place check at the end of the night. So he will lose, he'll fall out of the second place point position that he was in, 36 behind Robin Wood with 2 point counting events remaining, but he's focusing on the opportunity to win the first place check at the end of the evening, and that's why he elected to go in that direction. Bucko Branham in car number 20, leading by 5 car lengths at the stripe. Popsicle sticks are out, 2 laps to go for Branham. Running in the second spot, it is the number 66. Maxime Pelletier, then a big gap back to Marc-Antoine Demers in the number 422, who sits third. Sean Duquette's fourth in the 18. Fifth is Robin Wood as they race off of turn number 4, the white flag. 1 lap to go for the professor, Bucko Branham, out of Plattsburgh with a Bud Light number 20, leading comfortably off turn number 2. His lead is a good 4 or 5 car lengths over Max Pelletier in the number 66. Final time off of turn number 4. Qualifying will be complete for the Sportsman cars tonight. Bucko Branham wins the third qualifier. Max Pelletier finishes in the second spot. Marc-Antoine Demers finishes third. Fourth to Sean Duquette. Fifth to Robin Wood. Sixth to Casey St. Clair. Seventh, Travis Bruno. And eighth to Stephen Brissett. Outside row number 2, it is the 69 for Don Franklin. Rick Doners in the 86, Mark Karen in the 5, Kevin Booten in the 25, Joe Warren in the 13. Car number 10 is Martin Photo, who is from Montreal, and the 02 is Jimmy Collins. So 10 cars running in this first qualifier, and the leader is Jason McClatchy with car number 70. On the outside, it is Josh Allen trying to take the lead away, going to turns 3 and 4. Josh Allen has the lead going to the fourth turn, but here comes McClatchy back after him on the inside, leading on each other all the way down the front stretch. McClatchy in car number 70, Allen in car number 10, banging on each other down the front stretch. They gain some separation off of turn number 2. The progressive banking kicks in for Allen, who's now on the top of the track. McClatchy down on the inside. The 357 of Lonnie Rivers working in the third spot. Racing off of turn number 4, it is the 10 of Allen who had the lead at the line. The 70 McClatchy runs in the second position. 357 for Rivers running in third. Rick Donor in car number 86 runs in the fourth position. He's got Don Franklin at his door running in position number 5. Good battle for the lead out front in the Renegade. Side-by-side racing for the lead. What else would you expect from this division? McClatchy a little bit loose off of turn number 4. He bobbled. That allowed Allen to get away, and now he's right back after him on the inside in turn number 2. Again, you can see the rear end kick out from that 70 car, and that allows the 10 to escape. He gets away down the backstretch going to turns 3 and 4. Closing in right behind in that third spot, it is the 357 Alani Rivers. Halfway in qualifier number 1 for the Renegades. Josh Allen in the 10 car is the leader. Continues to work that higher line around the racetrack. Jason McClatchy trying to fight his way back into it using the inside line. That lower line for car number 70 can't quite get to the inside, at least not yet, but it's still available for him if he can get the car to stick down on the inside. Again, he pushes up off of turn number 4. Has to get on the binders a little bit or back off the gas to collect the race car. The 10 of Josh Allen still leading. Jason McClatchy still seeing him on the inside, although now again the 10 pulls away off of turn number 2. Off the back bumper of McClatchy, it's Lonnie Rivers in the 357. Rick Donor works just off the back of the 357 car. In the Gordon Oil number 86, running at 5th, Kevin Booten, the point leader, defending track champion. Ryan, he is up to the 5th spot. 6th, it is the 69 of Franklin. Here comes the 10 of Foto, again, who is from Montreal, that red number 10 car. He is trying to work his way into contention as well. The battle for the lead, Jason McClatchy back in front as they race off of turn number 4, again leaning on each other, and that time McClatchy had the lead at the line. McClatchy in car number 70 on the inside. Allen in car number 10 on the outside. Again, Allen gets a good run off the top of the track. Could be a photo finish. Allen has the lead going to turn number 3. McClatchy comes back after him on the inside. Dead even going to turn number 4. Here they come for the win. Off the 4th turn. They bang again. Checkered flag. McClatchy wins. Allen 2nd. Rivers 3rd. 4th Donor. 5th to Booten. 6th to Franklin. 7th to Joe Warren. And 8th will go to Martin Foto in the number 10. Final row, the 57 for Bill Joyle, who's from Ausable Forks. And Bob Dragoon in the 36 out of West Shazy starts shotgun. Green flag. The inside line moving. Dave Drake in the 3 has the lead. The 08 of Andrew Bordeaux running in the 2nd spot. That's a car that has been certainly improving as the season has progressed. And he is looking to take the lead away. The 22 of Rob Favreau. He has a win under his belt this season. He runs in the 3rd spot. Right behind him, it's Lance Raptoy in the 11. The battle for the lead between Bordeaux and the 08 and the 3 of Drake. Bordeaux puts the nose out in front off of turn number 2. He'll go to the top spot. Rob Favreau pulling with him. Down the backstretch going to turns 3 and 4. Favreau's on the inside. We got 3 cars battling for the top 2 spots. It's going to be the 08 and the 22 with the 3 of Drake falling back to 3rd. Right behind and closing quickly, the 11 of Lance Raptoy, the H2O of Rob Gordon, and the 43 of Josh Terry. 3 cars that have run strong for just about the entire season here at the Speedway. We talked about the H2O being a 6-time winner. The 11 has 1 win this year. The 43 also has 1 win this season. 14 events have been run by the Renegade Division this season, and we have had 7 different winners. The only winners, only drivers rather, with multiple wins would be Gordon with the H2O, who has won 6 times, and then the 25 of Booten, and he has won 3 times. Battle for the lead between Andrew Bordeaux in the 08 and Rob Favreau in car number 22. Favreau has the inside line, and he looks to pull away off the 2nd turn. Rob Favreau is the new race leader down the backstretch. Andrew Bordeaux in the 08's going back to the 2nd spot. Lance Raptoy in car number 11 trying to move through on the inside to get to 3rd. We have a spin in the middle of the backstretch. It's the 17 of Sayward, and that is going to bring out a yellow flag to slow the pace in qualifier number 2. Bordeaux in the 08 and Rob Favreau in the 22. Ready for the restart. Here they come into turn number 4. Now along the front stretch, and we're racing. Bordeaux on the inside line, Favreau on the top of the track. What line is going to come to life? I bet it's going to be that outside line. Bordeaux was running stronger when he was on the top of the track. He's on the inside now, trying to hold on to the lead. Rob Favreau's number 22 is going to go right up towards the wall off the 4th turn. And at the line, he's got the lead. Rob Favreau leading with the 22. Bordeaux in the 08 running in the 2nd spot. Lance Raptoy in car number 11 is 3rd for now. Josh Terry in car number 43 goes around the 3 of Dave Drake. He's going to get the 4th spot. Drake hanging on for 5th, and then it's the H2O of Gordon running in the 6th position. Rob Favreau in the 22 will finish the pass of the 08 with 2 laps to go. Favreau the leader. Bordeaux the 08 runs 2nd. Lance Raptoy is 3rd. Going to the top of turn number 2, perhaps trying to make a move for that 2nd spot. Josh Terry coming after him and trying to battle and close in on the fight for 2nd and 3rd with the white flag out for Rob Favreau. Andrew Bordeaux was still 2nd at the line, but Lance Raptoy's got a pretty good head of steam worked up off of turn number 2. He gets the nose out there for that 2nd spot. This should be a battle right down to the checkered flag. The winner is going to be Rob Favreau. Here he comes off of turn number 4. They're far behind in the rearview mirror. Checkered flag for Favreau. For 2nd, it is Lance Raptoy. 3rd to Andrew Bordeaux. 4th, Josh Terry. 5th to Rob Gordon. 6th to Dave Drake. 7th to Bill Joyle. 8th to Metal Man. 9th to Bob Dragoon. And 10th to James Sayward in the number 17.
So the Bombers get ready to go. One and only one qualifier this evening for the Bombers. Green flag is out. Up the backstretch the first time. Tyler Brissett on the inside in the 8. Outside Joe Fountain in the 77. And it's the 7 of Brian Montroy, the 3 of Rob Sines, Bill Joyle Sr.'s 58, the 14 of John Michael Brissett. Those are your top 6. Ray Germain in the 19. Sneaky Dale in the 16. Nice save by Walt Parrott in the 24. The 72 car that was normally driven by Curtis LeGray, but we didn't even have that car on our lineup card for this evening, so we'll see if we can find out who's driving that. The Nate Corcoran's 99, and the 14 of David Brissett has got the best view. A Brissett up front, a Brissett at the rear in the Busch Bomber qualifier. Tyler leads the way in the 8-ball. Bill Joyle Sr. splits him and moves into the number 2 spot, drifts high. That allows Joe Fountain to come back on the inside, 3 wide down the front stretch to the halfway point. Tyler Brissett in the 8. He's got 5 car lengths on this gaggle of cars. There you go, Rob. Gaggle for that number 2 spot. Joyle's 58, Montroy 7, Brissett's 14, the 77 of Fountain, the 19 of Germain, all right there for that number 2 spot. 2 laps to go. Tyler Brissett gets a little bit squirrely in turn 2. That allows Bill Joyle Sr. to close in. He's only a couple car lengths behind now. They'll be coming off turn 4 looking for the white flag. 1 lap to go in this Busch Bomber qualifier. Tyler Brissett trying to hang on to get the win. Joyle looks to the inside as again the 8 car drifts high off the second corner. The lead is down to a car length. Here comes Joyle on the inside, zooming by, and he drifts up right into the path of the 8 car. Bill Joyle is going to hang on and win this one. Brissett tried to come back on the inside. Not enough room, not enough time. He will finish second. John Michael Brissett finishes third. The 7 of Montroy finishes fourth, followed by the 19 of Ray Germain. So main event time. The Keysville Napa Mini Modifieds are first, and they are under green. Good start on the outside for that green 13 of Josh Lavarnway. He's going to lead him on the back stretch, but on the move is that 77 of Chris Clark. Clark on the outside takes second. Good battle. Look out. Car sideways. LaFountain into the 4th turn wall. Caution flag is out. Jamie LaFountain got squirrely coming off turn 4. Tried to correct it, but ends up in the turn 4 retaining wall. So we shall try take 2 at getting this mini modified feature underway. Richner inside, Lavarnway outside, off turn 4, green, flag is out. And it's another good start on the outside for Josh Lavarnway in that 13 car. Chris Clark moves up quickly once again as well in the 77. Eric Riel trying to hang on to that 3rd spot on the inside of the 02. But Josh Leclerc's got other things in mind. He's moving up quickly on the outside in the 7. Josh Leclerc will take 3rd as the 77 of Clark tries to look for a way by that 13 car of Lavarnway. Clark has found a way by. It's on the bottom of the racetrack. Lavarnway trying to come back on the outside, but that 77 is hooked up in the bottom. And Chris Clark is going to take the lead on lap number 2. Josh Lavarnway trying to come right back on the inside. Maybe have gotten a piece of the 77. A great save by Clark to hang on to it. And not only that, hang on to the lead. But now the 77 is on the outside of the racetrack. Now manages to sneak down to that middle lane because that bottom lane is occupied by the 66 of David C. Chris Clark leads the way. Josh Lavarnway second in the 13. The 7 of Josh Leclerc runs third. 4th spot outside. That's the Josh Laporte 45 inside the 02. That's Eric Riel. And the 47, the 13, and the 7 get together. And a great save by Josh Leclerc right by the flag stand. While all that's going on, look at this 47 car. Eric Sales moving up on the inside, picks up 4 spots on that lap as they rush to get by the fan car. We've got Archer's 23. Looked like something may have broken in the steering in that car as he went off the top of turn 3, and the caution flag is out. 4 down, 11 to go. Back to the green flag in this Keysville Napa mini modified main event. Eric Riel 02 did not want to go at the drop of the green flag. He's losing spot after spot. Side by side battle for the lead into turn number 3. Chris Clark on the inside. Josh Leclerc right there on the outside in the 7 car. Josh Laporte right there as well. Eric Sales on the outside is 5th. 3 wide action. Laporte looking at the bottom of the racetrack. Josh Lavarnway's 13 is in the mix. Here comes Speedy on the inside. Speedy's going to take the 5th spot away from the 47, who may be having a problem.
Left front tire's going flat, Rick.
He's going to lose a spot to Richner's 21. Speedy could end up clinching the championship tonight if things work out right, and that 47 car's got a pit.
He's just about on the rim right now, that 47 car.
Praying for a caution flag is Eric Sales in that 47 as they continue to battle up front. Chris Clark has the lead. Door opens up on the inside as Clark was a bit sideways. He's going to get passed by 2 of them. Deep inside, bottom of the racetrack, the 45 of Josh Laporte takes the lead. But here comes Josh Leclerc back. And there's Clark right there on the outside as well. They're going to have to go 3 wide to get around that 84 car. My, oh my, it did not work. The 84 spins. That's the fan car. And the caution flag is out. What a battle up front for the lead.
And that's a good break for Eric Sales in the 47.
Here comes the field. Off turn 4. Back to the green flag. 7 down, 8 remain, and we're going to go 3 wide already. Look at this battle up front. It has been there all 7 laps so far. The 7 of Leclerc on the inside, the 77 of Clark on the outside. They are side by side, duking it out for the top spot. Lavarnway and Brissett run side by side for that number 3 spot. Now Lavarnway opens up a car length as Speedy looks to get to the bottom of the racetrack. And there's room there, and Speedy will try and take the 3rd spot away from Lavarnway, who battles right alongside with him on the outside. Again, it's Leclerc in the 7 and Clark in the 77. Running 1-2 up front. Clark outside, Leclerc on the inside. Clark sticks a nose in front. Leclerc gains the momentum in the corners and gets it right back in the turns. There you see the 77 going out in front, and here comes that 7 coming right back on the inside. It's been the same thing the past 3 or 4 laps. Got a car fishtailing off the corner. Is that the Seymour 35? Yes, it is. 10 down, 5 remain. Josh Leclerc with the car length advantage of the 77 of Chris Clark, who is not content to finish 2nd. Trying to come right back at him on the outside. Another pair of battles going on for positions. 3 and 4, Speedy Brissett and Josh Lavarnway. 5th and 6th, Matt Brusso's 26, Eric Riel's 02. Eric Sales' 45 has worked himself back up into the number 7 spot. Scott Richner is 8th in the 21. Josh Laporte has worked himself back to 9th. And Jim Varno rounds out your top 10. Going to be 2 laps to go next time by. And Josh Leclerc in that 7 car has opened up now 3 or 4 car lengths on Chris Clark as the 02 was kicking it up in the bunker on the backstretch. 2 to go for Josh Leclerc. Speedy Brissett trying to run down that 77 of Chris Clark and take 2nd. He will gain on Eric Sales in the points. And it'll be about a 26, 27 point lead going into the final event next week. White flag is out. Josh Leclerc looking for his 2nd. Good battle still going on for that number 4 spot. Matt Brusso has it. They're 3 wide now for 5th. Checkered flag coming out this time by. It's going to be win number 2 for Plattsburgh's Josh Leclerc in the 7 car. Josh, much the best tonight. Second spot goes to the 77 of Clark. Speedy will finish 3rd in the 0-3. The 4th spot goes to the 26 of Matt Brusso. And a nice job by Eric Sales to come back and get 5th spot after having to pit with the flat tire. Rob Knowles, take it away.
Okay, Rick, we'll wait for Josh to get out of his race car. He's got the hat on, and he's climbing out now. Give him a nice round of applause, everybody. That's his second victory. Come on over here, Josh. Congratulations. Some good racing. At one point, you guys were running 3, almost 4 wide. You had the slower lap car that you had to deal with, and somehow you managed to work through all of that. Tell us about the 3 wide racing, and then eventually how the car worked its way to the win.
It was definitely some fun racing. You know, it was rough at times, clean at times. Some people could have got together, made a bad wreck, but fortunately we all got through it and finished an awesome race.
Some leaning on each other during the race. We saw a couple of cars that had to go back to the pits and replace tires as they cut tires down. Not the case for you, though, although, again, there were some hairy moments for you during that race. Talk about maybe the 3 wide battle that you were engaged with.
Well, it was definitely a fun race, you know. I come off 4 right here one time, and Josh Lavarnway almost got me into the wall here, but, you know, it's just all good luck in hand and made for a good night.
Well, congratulations on getting your second win.
Thank you very much.
All right, go ahead.
I'd like to thank my sponsors, Ernie's Discount Tools, Mountain Valley Integrated Solutions, Lorman's, and Coyote Fireworks. Thank you.
All right, good job, Josh Leclerc. He gets the win tonight. Second place for Chris Clark with the number 77. And Speedy Brissett, the point leader, increases the point lead tonight as his closest competitor, the 0-3, Speedy Brissett's closest competitor, Eric Sales, the 47, finishes in the 5th spot. Dan Brown, Chris Vernold to lead them off turn number 4 down the front stretch, 50 laps, and they're on their way. Green flag is out as they race up into turns 1 and 2. The 34 and the 90 are the cars to keep your eyes on. Those are the 2 cars with a shot at the track title. Off of turn number 4, Dan Brown is going to lead lap number 1. Brown leads, Chris Vernold runs second. They mix it up in the middle of the pack. George Foley was involved as the 1 of Bertiome shot up the track. Foley had to get on the binders, as did the 78 of Vince Quinville. That's allowed the 90 to get away on the outside. He's going to follow the Patrick Dupree Saranac Country Store number 24. Dupree is running behind the 76 of Mike Wells, boxed right now, not really a place to go. Contact between the 90 and the 1. McGrail goes down, sliding through the infield, trying to get it back out on the racetrack. The 10 will get back out on the track, and I believe we're going to stay under green. McGrail back out onto the racing surface. That involved Martin Roy with the number 90 and Pierre Bertiome with the 1. Now the yellow flag is out for McGrail's number 10. The yellow flag is out, the right front tire going down on Pat McGrail's number 10 modified. Ready to run again. Here they come into turn number 4, coming down the front stretch. Green flags back out. Dan Brown, the 327, Chris Vernold, the 97. Vernold rockets off the top of turn number 2. He's going to point. 327 of Brown down on the inside. Going to lose that top position of Vernold. Coming after him now is the 49 of Richard Tesseur. Brown is all over the place with the 327. Bobbling off of turn number 4. Tesseur goes past. Brown now running 3rd. He seems to be slowing that 327 off the pace. Craig Riel rockets underneath down the backstretch. Going to turn number 3. They're working 3 wide. Riel had to get on the binders. We got a mess going to turn number 4. The 55 got into the 327, and it's going to bring out a yellow flag. Yellow flag is out with 4 laps showing complete. With fireworks going off in the background off turn number 3. Here they come off of turn number 4. Down the front stretch, green flag is out. Richard Tesseur almost went 2 wide off of turn number 4. That right rear tire might have scraped the front stretch wall. They box it up over in turn number 2. Tesseur is back to speed. Craig Riel's moved underneath. Patrick Dupree's moved underneath. The inside line is moving because Tesseur is backing up the outside line right behind him. Pierre Bertiome has picked up a couple of spots. Tesseur in the 49, Matt Woodruff with a double nickel, working off turn number 2, 3 wide down the backstretch. Here comes Martin underneath the 55 of Woodruff. Martin in car number 90 has his main challenger, car 34 of George Foley, running right behind. Foley's down on the inside. Matt Woodruff with a double nickel works in the middle line as there's tight racing for the 5th position on back. At the front of the field, Chris Vernold's the leader. Going to the 2nd spot is car number 24 for the pistol, Patrick Dupree. Craig Riel back to 3rd with a CO2. 4th is Pierre Bertillon with a number 1. 5th is now Martinois. Running in the 6th spot, it is Richard Tesseur, who works the top of the racetrack, leaving the line open down on the inside for George Foley with car number 34. Foley and Tesseur battling for position number 6. Foley trying to move through on the inside. Tesseur takes it right up against the wall. It's Foley at the line in the 6th spot. Tesseur runs 7th. 8th is the B3 of Aaron Bartamy. 9th is now Matt Woodruff, and running in 10th is number 100 for Roger Labreche. Patrick Dupree closing in on car number 97. The lead is about 3 car lengths for the 97 of Vernold over the number 24 of Patrick Dupree. Craig Riel works in the 2nd position at this point, holding off the one of Pierre Bertillon. Martinois running conservatively at this point. A lot of laps to run. Lap number 10 about to go up on the board. 40 laps remain, and he is in a nice spot. Doesn't have a lot of traffic behind him. Doesn't have to push the race car. He can follow the one of Bertillon around the track, knowing full well that if he finishes in that position, he will be a 2-time track champion, and he'll be crowned the new champion of this racetrack for 2011. Chris Vernold's lead is down to 1. 1 car length advantage working into turns 1 and 2. Patrick Dupree with the Saranac Country Store gets a real good run off of turn number 2, and he closes quickly down the backstretch going to 3. Pulls up onto the back bumper. Vernold will hold him off for now. Off of turn number 4 along the front stretch again. Dupree is right there. He's just a half car length off the back of car number 97. 12 laps complete. 12 on the board. The 97 of Vernold has led just about every lap, taking the lead around lap 2 or 3, working on the outside of turn number 2. Now he comes off the 4th turn, trying to hold off Patrick Dupree. Works the middle line that forced Dupree to get on the binders a little bit as he felt he was being squeezed up towards the wall, a wall that he knew all too well last Saturday night. Vernold in the 97, Dupree in car number 24. It's a car length advantage for the 97 off the 4th turn, who likes to take it up towards the wall off of turn number 4. Dupree will look inside. Craig Riel in the CO2 still runs in the 2nd spot. Bertillon in the 1 is 4th. Martinois still 5th. Then it's a half backstretch back to George Foley, who's in the 6th spot. Side by side, wheel-to-wheel racing for 7th, as Vernold is holding off Dupree to this point. But for the 7th spot, it was Tesseur and Bartamy. Tesseur's going to lose that position and now perhaps lose the spot to Leon Gagnon as well, and he will. Here comes Patrick Dupree making a move for the lead. Dupree goes to the top off of turn number 4. The 97 of Vernold has to stay down on the inside. At the line, it was still Vernold, but Dupree's got the outside line. Vernold can't go to the top of the racetrack. Dupree will fly past off of turn number 2. Patrick Dupree takes the lead on lap number 17. Here comes Dupree off of turn number 4, and he's starting to pull away already from Chris Vernold. It's 3 car lengths at the line. Dupree's the leader. Vernold runs 2nd. 3rd is Craig Riel. 4th is Pierre Bertillon. 5th is Martinois. 6th is George Foley. 7th is Aaron Bartamy. 8th is Leon Gagnon with a 4 car. Foley is starting to chase down Martinois a little bit, and again, I think Martin is running very conservative. Remember, that 90 team has had problems with tire wear at times this season because that 90 pushes sometimes over the limit. And he works the top of the racetrack. We have not seen him, other than the early laps, go to the top of the track. And he is running a race at this point that seems as though he's really focused on playing it conservative and winning a track title. And right now in the 5th position, he is well within reach. He's got to navigate 30 more laps as lap number 20 goes up on the board, this time by. Patrick Dupree is starting to run up on the back of the pack. In front of him is Dan Brown's 327, and the other Wes Moody prepared car that's being run tonight by Carl Fredrickson, the editor-in-chief of Speedway Illustrated. Dupree will go around Brown's car. Now he'll set sail, and after putting Brown down a lap, he'll go after Fredrickson in the 24X. That car goes down a lap, and then it's Michael Labreche and Jimmy Ryan next in line as the field is really strung out right now. Look around the racetrack, and you don't see a lot of wheel-to-wheel racing for position. The leader, Patrick Dupree, is cruising along the top of the half mile, working very well around the lap traffic. He has put a pretty big gap between himself and Vernold now, as there are a couple of slower cars that are almost running wheel-to-wheel in front of Chris Vernold. Vernold's got to get around Brown, and then he's got to try to navigate around the 24X of Fredrickson, before he can even see the leader. And as the leader, Dupree, puts Jimmy Ryan down a lap. We'll try to set the field for you with lap number 24 about to go on the board. We're almost halfway. Patrick Dupree is the leader. Running in second is the 97 of Vernal. Third is still Craig Riel. Running in fourth is Pierre Bertillon. Fifth is Martinois. Right off of his back bumper now is George Foley in the sixth spot. Seventh is Aaron Bartamy with a B3. Running in eighth is Leon Gagnon with a number 4. Ninth place is Richard Tisseurs, 49. Roger Labreche is 10th with a number 100. 11th is Matt Woodruff with the 55. 12th is Andy Haywood with the 80. 13th is Vince Quinville with a 78. 14th is Adam Bartamy with the X. 15th is Greg Atkins with a 1. Mike Finney is 16th. Pat McGrail is 17th with car 10. 18th is the 27 of Cam Grady. 19th is Chris Kaye in the 18. 20th is Jim McComb with the number 5. 21st is Max Vienne with a 25. With the number 5, rather. It was 25 for Vienne, 21st. And look out, we have problems perhaps over in 3 and 4. Oh, it's Cam Grady that got a piece of the bunker that last lap along the backstretch. Greg Atkins is off the pace with a 1. He is headed back to the garage area with a 1 machine. So we've got it somewhere in the neighborhood about 22 cars that are on the lead lap. And Martinois has given up a couple of spots. Again, he doesn't really want to see to be too racy with that 90 car. He's lost position of the 34 of Foley, also lost a position of the B3 of Bartamy. He backs out of it as Bartamy moves his car up in front of the 90. So right now, Foley is 5th, 6th is Aaron Bartamy, and 7th is the 90 of Martinois, with lap number 30 about to go up on the board. Patrick Dupree in the 24 has got a clean racetrack in front of him for a few laps at least, as the Macomb number 5 is headed back to the pits. He's put Mike Wells down a lap. He's put Mike Riel down a lap. The 97 trying to move past. He is still the second place runner. Craig Riel's got a great drive going with the CO2. He is third. Fourth is Pierre Bertillon. Fifth is George Foley with car number 34. Sixth is Aaron Bartamy with a B3. Seventh is Martinois running in the 8th position as we have cars off the pace, and along the front stretch it's Andy Haywood with the number 80 who's near the wall, and that's going to bring out a yellow flag. 50-50 tonight, over $900. We'll draw the winning number after this race. Here they come off turn number 4, green flag. Single file on the restart. As we're past the halfway point of this one, Patrick Dupree starts to check out. Dupree again pulling away. Vernal running in that second position. Third, Craig Riel. Pierre Bertillon fourth. George Foley is 5th. 6th is Aaron Bartamy. Martinois running in the 7th spot, taking it easy, goes around Mike Riel. Again, trying to put himself in a position where he's got really just one car, Leon Gagnon, that is close behind him. And he's putting about a car length between himself, 2 car lengths between himself and the leader, make that Bartamy running right in front of him, not the leader, but the car running right in front of him on the racetrack. The leader's Patrick Dupree, and barring some type of disaster for the 24, I don't see how he is not going to win number 4 tonight. He's got half the front stretch over the 97 of Vernal. So Dupree about to put lap 35 up on the board. Second place, Vernal. Still third, Craig Riel. Pierre Bertillon working in 4th. George Foley still 5th. Aaron Bartamy 6th. 7th, Martin. 8th is Leon Gagnon. 9th is Richard Tesseur. 10th is Vince Quinville in the 78. A lot of single file around the racetrack. You got to go pretty deep in the field to find some wheel-to-wheel running. Max Vienne and Jimmy Ryan, the 25 and the 60, towards the back of the pack, were battling for position. And you can give that one to Vienne in the number 25. Max had to go at one point to the back of the pack, and he has worked his way through the field, and he is knocking on the door of the top 10, I believe, at this point. The 10th place runner right now is Quinville in the 78. 11th would be Adam Bartamy. 12th is Pat McGrail. 13th is Roger Labreche. 14th is Matt Woodruff. And 15th would be Max Vienne with the number 25. 16th is Mike Finney. 17th is Jim Ryan. 18th is Chris Kaye. 19th, Cam Grady. And I believe those are the cars on the lead lap, unofficially. The 5 of Jim McComb may also still be on the lead lap as well, and if that's the case, he would be inside the top 20. 39 laps are complete. The leader, Patrick Dupree, works into turn number 3. Got the team car right in front of him out of the West Moody stables. 10 laps to go for Pat. Vernold still second. Craig Riel sitting in third. Pierre Berthiaume fourth. Fifth, George Foley. Sixth, Aaron Bartamy. Seventh is Martin Roy. Eighth is Leon Gagnon in the 4 car. And again, the thought that enters the mind is tire management, because we know that number 90 team at times has had trouble with the right rear tire on the longer distance events. But I think he has nursed the car to the point where he seems to be in good shape. Aaron Bartamy wants to move. Bartamy's looking to make a challenge on George Foley's 34, although Foley still got him by about a car length, but Bartamy's going to the top of the track, eyeing perhaps if something might be there for him to work on. Craig Riel was also closing in on the back bumper of the 97 as we see some cars start to fade a little bit. Now the CO2 bobbled going to turn number 4. That's going to allow the 97 to get away, and it closes the field up on the CO2. As a matter of fact, Berthiaume's 1 is just off the back. 43 laps complete. Patrick Dupree off of turn number 4. Cruising right now. He's got an open track in front of him, and I think it would stay that way for at least another couple of laps. Meanwhile, behind him, you've got some tight racing, and it involves Martin Roy, the number 90. The 4 has gone past Martin Roy, and now Vince Quinville is right behind him with the number 78. So Martin continues to nurse that car around the racetrack, never really pushing it throughout the night. Patrick Dupree leading in the 24. The 97 of Vernold is still second. Craig Riel still third. Fourth is Pierre Berthiaume. Fifth, George Foley. Sixth, Aaron Bartamy. Seventh is Leon Gagnon. Eighth is Martin Roy. Ninth is Vince Quinville. And rounding out the top 10 is Richard Tesseur with a 49. Adam Bartamy is 11th with the X. 12th is Pat McGrail. 13th is Matt Woodruff with a 55. 14th is Max Vienne. 15th is Mike Finney. We have a car coming into the infield, and that is Leon Gagnon in the number 4. Leon was running in the top 7. Did not see what happened to Leon's car, but he took that car into the infield. Now he has it rolling again. It looks like he's going to come back out onto the racetrack. 2 laps to go for leader Patrick Dupree. Dupree moving towards turn number 3. He's backed off a little bit. The battle for second, third, fourth, and fifth perhaps ready to heat up. White flag is out for Patrick Dupree. Dupree works into turn number 2, uses that inside line. Good racing behind him for the top 3 positions. Dupree is going to win it. Watch the battle for second. 3 cars fighting for that second spot. Vernold the 97, Foley in the 34. The winner is Dupree. Down to the line for second. Vernold second. Third goes to Craig Riel. Fourth to George Foley. Fifth to the 1 of Berthiaume. Sixth to Bartamy. Seventh, a title-clinching 7th place finish for Martin Roy with the number 90. 8th will go to Vince Quinville. 9th to Adam Bartamy. 10th to Pat McGrail with the number 10. Win number 4 for the 2010 track champion, Patrick Dupree, as he wins convincingly tonight with a brand new Saranac Country Store number 24. We'll talk to him down in Victory Lane. Second for Chris Vernold, and a great job tonight, not only by Vernold for second with that 97. Craig Riel in the CO2 finishes third.
Let's go downstairs. Rob, take it away.
All right, thanks, Rick. Patrick Dupree's out of his car. We'll talk with Patrick first, then we'll talk with Chris Vernold. We'll talk with Craig Riel, and we'll talk with our track champion, Martin Roy. Well, the new car was pretty good tonight, Pat.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, except for lap 25, I lost power steering. And
that means you had a workout there. Those muscles were worked on.
I'm exhausted, but yeah, we had to work on the car all day. It started out real loose, like always, and we ended up having to stiffen this car up a whole lot more. I can't even talk, man. I'm exhausted.
Pat, let's recap. Last week, how much of a loss was that race car? You and I talked before. You had it down to the frame back in the shop. Is that a car that you could eventually come back with?
Yeah, that car, it's everything that was bolted on it was broke, but the frame was okay, so we can put it back together and it'll be back. But this car's doing pretty good, so I'm not sure how soon.
Now, you won our Syracuse qualifier at the start of the year. I know that's a race that's normally on your schedule. Is that indeed the case? Of course, we've got a big race coming up here next weekend, but are you looking forward to Syracuse as well?
Yeah, absolutely. After last week there, getting pretty much eliminated from the championship, we're like, well, I just got to set our sights on Syracuse because we have been fast there, and we got the potential to win that race, so that'd be nice.
Well, congratulations on getting win number 4. I know you wanted to win another track championship, but the crash last week kind of knocked you out, but what a great way to rebound.
Yeah, at least it was a little bit of redemption. I kept coming around and seeing my skid marks on the wall over there, and I was like, just not have that happen ever again.
Well, we'll see if they can get some white paint over there to cover that up.
Cover it up so I don't see it anymore.
All right, that's Patrick Dupree, everybody. He wins tonight. Where's Chris Vernal? Let's talk to Chris. We were just talking about Chris, who's from Kingsbury, New York. He just talked about how Albany-Saratoga was home for you last season, and you and your team decided to make Airborne Speedway home in 2011, and you've had a really solid campaign. When you consider that you didn't qualify the first week and you missed the points on the first week of the season, being in the top 10 and in the second place run tonight, you've had a real good year.
I've had a real good year. This is an awesome place to run. I really am glad we came here. Mike puts on a great show, great place, and it's fun to race with the Canadians too. Never been able to race with them before, so it's good. A lot of nice guys here. It's a real treat to be here.
Well, I know we still have races to run this year, but is Airborne a place that, from our standpoint, we're hoping to still see you here next year?
Yeah, Airborne's home, no doubt about it. It's the best place I've ever been to.
Well, we're glad to hear you say that, and we're glad to have you here. Great job this year.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
All right, that's Chris Vernal.
Congratulations to Martin and Pat too.
All right, Chris Vernal, everybody. He finishes in the second spot. Where's Craig Riel? Here's Craig Riel. Craig Riel, a fine job tonight running to third, 50-lap distance, and your car was right there in the top 3 all race long.
Took all season to get it here, but it's about time.
Well, it certainly has to be gratifying. In the qualifier, you ran very well, and then to go 50 laps, and you were right behind Chris virtually the entire race, and you had some other fast cars that were right behind you. George was there. Pierre Bertillon was there. So your car was hooked tonight to hang on to that third spot with those guys behind you.
I was a little worried in the heat. It wasn't quite where it had to be, but the feature, I knew it was going to be there. I got to run on Chris a couple times. I got into him. Sorry about that. But we got a third finally.
Well, congratulations on a solid run to third tonight. We'll see you next week.
All right, thanks. I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, everybody that helps me. Thank you.
All right, Craig Riel, everybody. He finishes in third. And ladies and gentlemen, the 2011 Ernie's Discount Tools Dirt Car Modifieds track champion is Martin Roy, now a 2-time track champion here at the Airborne Speedway. He was track champion in 2009 as well. Martin, during the race, Rick and I were talking how you've had some good luck. There were 2 races towards the beginning of the year that you weren't going to be at because you were with the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series. Yes. Those races were rained out here at Airborne, and luck kind of fell your way, and what a great finish you've had to the year. You've won 4 races, 3 of them down the stretch, and that's what put you in this spot. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. The car is really good. The strategy tonight is not to win the race, but I'm protect my car, save the accident, save the tire, save the wreck, but save all for win the championship. I'm racing tonight for win the championship.
And I know, Martin, watching you through the race, that was clearly in your mind. You never really pushed the car. In the beginning laps, you went to the top and followed Pat a little bit towards the front, and then it seemed as though you wanted to get into a safe zone around the racetrack.
Yeah, save the car. It's a Sunday ride for me tonight because I saved the car, watched the 34. I know how many points separate me and 34. 34, 2 spot. It's okay. It's okay for me. I'm there for win the championship, not for the race.
I know.
Next week, I'm there for the win the race.
Martin, I know that you know a number of great drivers out of the province of Quebec have won championships here at Airborne, have won races here at Airborne, and I know you really appreciate, especially with Jean-Claude reminding you how prestigious the history is here at Airborne, and the number of drivers from Quebec who have won here, and to be a track champion here now 2 times, it certainly means a lot to you, to the car owner, and to this team.
Thank you very much, and thank you everybody to come every Saturday night for the show. Thank you very much. Merci à mes fans québécois qui descendent du Québec. Venez m'encourager. Merci beaucoup.
That's Martin Roy, everybody. He's a track champion. 13 for Sebastian Joseph, and we'll get the rest of the field when we get an opportunity as the green flag is out. 50 laps tonight, the Can-Am Challenge for the JNS Steel Sportsman Division. As they're side by side off of turn number 2, Mike Shagnon gets a good run off the top of the second turn. He'll lead the field down the backstretch going to 3. We've got a lot of 3-wide racing already. Brandon Atkins works the top line. Whoa, we got a car going around. That's Casey St. Clair down on the inside. Keith Pelkey gets a big piece of it as well. And we're going to have a yellow flag out before we finish the first lap. Jamie Begor goes off 11th. Then it's the 38 of Bouffret in the 12th position. As the field is ready to run, moving towards turn number 4. We'll try again. Green, flag is out. Mike Shagnon from the outside going for the lead off turn number 2. Brian McGinley on the inside, falling back. They're 3 wide, battling for the 6th position. Sean Duquette in the 18, the 29 in Nick Haywood. Dan Sullivan in the number 3, sliding backwards. The 61 of Robin Wood is moving down on the inside. And keep an eye on car number 20. Buck O'Brien to the top. Look out. Cars get together along the front stretch. The 26 and the 84. 2 cars out of the Autodrome St. Eustache, rubbing on each other along the front stretch. Brandon Atkins appears to be dragging something with a 4 car. He's trailing Sparks as they go to turn number 3. There's a gaggle of cars, 3, 4 wide, coming through turns 3 and 4 as some of those wider tire St. Eustache cars really quick around the racetrack. The Airborne cars trying to hug down on the inside as those cars out of St. Eustache work towards the front. Branham in the mix as well with car number 20. Out front, it is Mike Shagnon. Brian McGinley's 35 is second. Sean Duquette in the number 18, who usually runs very strong in the longer distance races, works in the 3rd spot. 4th is the Raptoid 21. Then it's Nick Haywood in the 29. The 33 of Travis Bruno. The 61 of Robin Wood. The 19 of Jamie Begor. 3 wide right behind Begor. 4 wide off turn number 2. 4 wide down the backstretch going to turn number 3. The 84 of Goulet backs out of it. Here comes the 26, though, of Aubin moving through on the inside. 3 wide off of turn number 4. The leader is Shagnon, side by side running for the 2nd spot, side by side running for 4th. In the 6th spot, it's Robin Wood. Jamie Begor's number 19 trying to get down to the inside as that 26 of Aubin continues to try to find that inside line coming to life. That's where some of the Airborne cars are set to run. The 19 of Begor and the 61 of Wood can run down on that inside line at speed. So perhaps the 26 is going to have to go to the top of the racetrack. Still a lot of 2 and 3 wide racing around the track. Dan Sullivan's in trouble with car number 3. He's sliding away to the back. The leader out front, Mike Shagnon. Sean Duquette's 18. Brian McGinley's 35. Travis Bruno's 33 is 4th. 5th is Nick Haywood. 6th is Robin Wood. 7th is Buck O'Brien at car number 20, and he is flying past the 61 like he's standing still. Give him the wider tires, and you see the advantage to car number 20, as that is something that few people have done at this racetrack all season long, just fly past that number 61. Branham's going to go 3 wide off of turn number 2, and he's going to make it work. Branham around Bruno. Branham around Haywood. Branham into the 4th spot. Bucko Branham is on the move. Chased at number 20. That's what those St. Eustache cars are trying to do, but Bucko Branham's beat them all towards the front. Look out, Travis Bruno's getting the wall. Brandon Atkins is in it. The 422 gets a piece of it. And we got a yellow flag right here along the front stretch, as the 33 of Travis Bruno punched the front stretch wall, and a number of other cars had no place to go. Yellow flag. That's the field with 7 laps complete, ready to run again as they pick up the pace. It's a slow one right now, but they'll be on the hammer coming along the front stretch. Green, flag is out. Good restart for the outside line. Sean Duquette's number 18 going to fly to the lead. Buck O'Brien is pinched down on the inside right now. He's going to make it 3 wide off turn number 2, moving to the inside of Brian McGinley. Keep an eye on car 26, who has gone to the top of the racetrack, had to on the restart. That's Aubin in car number 26, trying to take the 4th spot away from Mike Shagnon. Here comes Branham throwing the inside. Branham to the inside of Shagnon's 86 car. He'll get to the 5th position. Aubin in car number 26 runs in the 4th spot. Here comes Branham down to the inside off of turn number 2. He'll try to take the 4th spot away. Bucko Branham in car number 20 going into turn number 3 has 4th. Right in front of him, is Robin Wood sitting in 3rd. But Branham, it's no contest on the inside, flies past. That car sticking like glue down on the inside line. Bucko Branham in car number 20 is going to take 2nd away from Nick Haywood, and he sets his sights on Sean Duquette's number 18. Some of the top St. Eustache sportsmen moving towards the front of the field. The 26 of Aubin beginning to chase. So is the 38 of Bouffret. Bucko Branham is right off the back bumper of the 18. He is just going to fly past on the inside, and Bucko Branham's going to the lead. Branham moves past the 18 of Duquette. Duquette back to the second spot. Running in third is Stéphane Aubin in car number 26. Running in the fourth spot, it is the 38 of Bouvret. Running in fifth position is Nick Haywood. Sixth is Robin Wood. Seventh is Max Pelletier. Running in eighth is car number 73. That is Steve Lagacé. And then it is the 19 of Jamie Bigor running in the ninth spot. Here comes the zero, though. The zero car of Jocelyn Gagnon. The green zero trying to get that spot away from Jamie Bigor. He'll even make it 3 wide off of turn number 4 down the front stretch going into turn number 1. Bucko Branham pulling away. He's got a half backstretch advantage over the 26 car of Aubin. And then it is the 38 of Bouvret who is running in third. Sean Duquette runs in the fourth position. He is the top running Airborne car who is running by rules tonight, sitting in the fourth position with the number 18. Running in the fifth spot, it is Pelletier in the number 66. He's one of the top runners up at St. Eustache. He's going to fly past on the inside that number 18 car, and Pelletier is going to go to the fourth position with car number 66. Duquette in the 18 goes back to fifth. Sixth, it is the 29 of Haywood. Running in seventh, it is car number 73 of Steve Lagacé. Then it is Robin Wood in the 61 and eighth. Ninth, it is Jocelyn Gagnon. Gagnon's going to move past on the inside. And the 14 of Sebastian Joseph is also moving towards the front. So you certainly see the sizable advantage with the bigger tires that the St. Eustache Sportsman cars are running with. And Bucko Branham, who decided to put on those same size tires, certainly running at speed and well in front of the 26 car of Stéphane Aubin right now, as his advantage is more than half the front stretch over Aubin, who is in the second position. Running in third is Bouvret. You've got 3 St. Eustache regulars running second, third, and fourth, separated by about a car length and a half. Then it's a big gap back to the top Airborne car. That's Sean Duquette's number 18. Duquette would be awarded first place points as they run right now on the racetrack. So point-wise, he would be in a position where he would pick up 50 points for the night. Branham's lead is nearly the backstretch, with lap number 18 about to go up on the scoreboard. Bucko Branham leading, the 26 of Aubin running in the second spot. Running in third, it is car number 38 of Bouvret. Then it is the 66 car of Pelletier sitting in the fourth position. Then it's a gap back to the 18 of Duquette, who is fifth. Sixth in car number 73 is Steve Lagacé. Running in seventh is the zero of Jocelyn Gagnon. Running in the eighth spot, it is car number 14 for Sebastian Joseph. Ninth is Nick Haywood. 10th is Jamie Bigor. And 11th is Robin Wood in car number 61. Robin's car is slowing, and he's fading a bit. Jamie Bigor in the number 19 will become the second place point man after this race because Bucko Branham is not going to pick up points for tonight. Bigor looking inside Nick Haywood's number 29. Bigor's been using that inside line, lap number 20, up on the board. As the leader, Branham, is in the middle of the backstretch. And he'll be closing in on a number of cars, the number of Airborne regulars that he's going to have to work past, some of them running side by side right in front of him. First, it's Dave Raptoy's number 21 that he'll slide underneath. Next in line, it's Stephen Brissett's number 59. And then it's Cody Myers in the 75 and Casey St. Clair in the number 56. Lap number 21 up on the board. Number 4 of Brandon Atkins moving underneath Jamie Bigor's number 19 car. Atkins, remember, in that 4 car has the wider tires on, and he is going to get a position on Jamie Bigor in the number 19. No change in the top 4. Bucko Branham leading. The 26 of Aubin running second. The 38 of Bouvret running third. The 66 of Pelletier running in the fourth spot. Fifth is the 73 of Lagacé. Then it's Gagnon with a 0 running in the sixth spot. Seventh is the 14 of Joseph. Running in eighth is Sean Duquette. Running in ninth is Brandon Atkins. Running in 10th is Jamie Bigor. 11th is the 29 of Nick Haywood. 12th is Robin Wood. 13th is Jamie Atkins. 14th is Mike Shagnon. 15th is Fred Lagoy. 16th is Howard Stoner. Those cars are on the lead lap. Halfway for Bucko Branham. 16 cars on the lead lap. Howard Stoner in 16th is about to go a lap down. The leader's right behind him. Branham's already put a number of cars down a lap. They are racing behind him, and now the second, third, and fourth place runners are going to have to navigate those cars. The 26 of Aubin, the 66 of Pelletier make it 3 wide around Stephen Brissett. Aubin in the 26, still running in second. The 66 of Pelletier has gone to the third spot. Running in fourth, it is the 38 of Bouvret. Oh, they definitely worked their way through traffic. Branham in car number 20 has put the 86, 57, and about to put the 96 down a lap. And then the next car to go down a lap would be the 61 of Robin Wood. Jimmy Bushy's car number 11 has already lost a lap. And then it's half the front stretch to Robin, and that's the next car to go down a position. 28 laps complete, 22 remain for car number 20 in Bucko Branham. And then it is the 26 of Aubin running in the second spot. The 66 of Max Pelletier working in third. Car number 38 for Jean-Francois Bouvret is in the fourth position. And then Steve Lagasse in car number 73 runs in position number 5. So the wider tires certainly prevailing. If you look at the top running airborne cars, so let's try to figure that out. Well, first of all, let's watch the challenge for second. You've got the 66 of Pelletier trying to take the second spot away, and he will. He'll put Aubin back to the third position. Second is now the 66 of Pelletier. Third is Aubin with a 26. Fourth is Bouvret with a 38. And in fifth, it is still car number 73 for Legacy.
Your top 5 airborne cars, Rob. Sean Duquette in the 18 leads the airborne race, followed by the 19 of Jamie Bigor, the 29 of Nick Haywood. In the fourth spot would be Robin Wood's 61, with Freddie Lagoy's 96 running out the top 5 of the airborne sportsmen.
And Robin Wood has just gone down a lap to Bucko Branham. Next, he'll put the 29 of Nick Haywood down a lap. And realistically, Rick, it's almost like watching a couple of divisions running here. It's like watching 2 separate divisions. The tires on these cars from St. Eustache, as well as the tires that Branham has put on, are just way too much of an advantage, especially on the bigger racetrack with the wider tires. They just handle, I mean, look at the 20s just sticking down on the inside of the track, and they're just killing them off the corners.
Well, Bucko is just blowing this field completely away. He's got over a backstretch advantage on the second place car, and it's certainly working out well for the 18 of Sean Duquette, as he's been able to maintain his lead on the airborne guys. Right now, about 7 or 8 car lengths, maybe down 10 as they head up the backstretch on the 19 of Jamie Bigor.
So basically what's happened, I mean, you give the 20 wider tires, he's about to lap every airborne car that's running by rule on the racetrack.
It's been a dominating performance, no doubt about it.
Sean Duquette is the last airborne sportsman running by rule to go down a lap, and that just happened. 35 laps for car number 20 in Bucko Branham with the wider tires to lap the rest of the field. Branham in the 20, leading. In second, it is still the 66 of Pelletier. He has cleared by half the front stretch the 26 of Aubin. Now, if the yellow comes out, I think 66 maybe could hang with him down the stretch here, because he's turning some pretty good lap times. At least keep him in sight for a few laps.
Can you actually see the lap chart to see how faster Bucko is with the faster tires?
They don't have transponders. The St. Eustache cars don't have transponders.
What's Bucko turning lap times?
Oh, well, the way it's set up right now, I can't see those lap times.
Because he's got to be a couple of seconds a lap faster.
Well, he's in the 18-second range, and everybody else is turning lap times close to 20. So he's about a second and a half faster than the leading airborne cars. And that's Sean Duquette right now, who is the top airborne car on the racetrack. 39 on the board for Bucko Branham. 10 laps remain. It's actually a difficult race to announce because you've got 2 scenarios playing out. You've got the airborne scenario. You've got the race scenario. You've got the number of St. Eustache cars that are in the mix. Lap 40 up on the board. 10 laps remain for Bucko Branham.
And looking at the points championship, Robin Wood had the lead coming in. Jamie Bigor was third. He's only going to gain perhaps 4 points on the 61, so it's certainly looking like another track championship for Robin Wood.
Yeah, actually, right now the way it works, Jamie would pick up 46 points, then 42 for Nick Haywood, and 40 for Robin Wood. So he would gain 6 points, and Robin would have a 42-point lead, which basically he'd be locked on going to the final race.
40 has to start.
41 laps on the board. Bucko puts 42 up. He's in turns 1 and 2 as he continues to set a blistering pace. Heck, Rick, the 5th place car is right in front of him going into turn number 4. That's the 73 of Legacy. He's running in 5th on similar tires. And then behind him, you've got the 0 of Gagnon, who is 6th. Running in the 7th spot is the 14 of Joseph. So forget about those cars that are the Airborne cars running with the smaller tires. Even those St. Eustache cars, oh, there goes Howard Stoner sideways. He got some help from the 14 right in front of the leader. It's going to bring out a yellow flag. Yellow flag comes out with 43 laps complete, 7 remaining. But I think he's got just too much traffic to deal with in front of him. I think Bucko's going to get away right here on the restart. 7 laps remain. Here they come off turn number 4, green flag. And the Pelletier 66, he's actually boxed down the inside behind Dave Raptoy, although now he'll just squirt down to the inside, make it 4 wide off turn number 2. 4 wide off the second turn as the restart bunches the field up. They'd been pretty strung out, and now there's a lot of tight racing around the racetrack. Here's another 4 wide move by a St. Eustache car. The 26 of Aubin coming through 4 wide. The 38 of Bouvret didn't show a lot of patience, and he just punted the 21 of Dave Raptoy into the infield. So the third car overall on the track is the 26 of Aubin. And indeed, the 38 was sent to the rear of the field after dumping the 21 of Raptoy. Here they come off 4, green flag. Bucko Branham leads off turn number 2 by a couple of car lengths. Aubin's 26 threads the needle off of turn number 2. They're 4 wide in the middle of the backstretch. Pelletier 2 car lengths behind Branham off of turn number 4. We have a car spinning. It's Fred Lagoy's 96 over at turn number 3, yellow flag. So he is also on the lead lap sitting in 3rd. Here they come. Restart. Branham off 4. Green flag. Pelletier in the 66 trying to hang right with him off of turn number 2. Oh, we got cars spinning. We've got a mess over in turns 1 and 2. The 26, the 38 involved. The 68 was involved. Jamie Bigor's 19 went off the top of turn number 2. I'm not sure he sustained too significant damage with the number 19. But we had a mess over in turn number 2, and it looked like it started with the 18 and the 68. You can see damage on the right front of Sean Duquette's machine. Jamie. We'll see what move the 68 of Atkins makes here, as he is not in contention for the win, and right behind him, Pelletier is trying to get to the back bumper of Bucko Branham with the green flag back out. Branham in the 20 pulls away. It's a 3 car length advantage. Pelletier in the 66 got his left side tires into the rumble strips. That made him squirrely and allowed Bucko to get away. The 19 of Jamie Bigor is off the pace, so down the backstretch, and that's going to bring out a yellow flag. Back out on the racetrack with the number 19, ready to run again. Green flag back out. Bucko Branham pulls away. Pelletier to the inside of the 68, but I think he just lost too much ground on the restart. I'm not sure he can make up that gap over the course of the final 5.5 laps. Branham off of turn number 4 will take it right up to the wall. And he's got a 10 car length advantage at the line with 5 laps to go. Branham leads. Pelletier running in the 2nd spot. 3rd is the 0 of Jocelyn Gagnon. Sean Duquette still the top running Airborne car, although he's feeling some pressure now from the 61 of Robin Wood. The 20 of Branham leading. As problems for the Bouvret, number 38. He is slowing off the pace, trailing Smoke and heading back to the pits. You've got a race for the Airborne lead. The 18 of Duquette, the 61 of Robin Wood, and the 29 of Nick Haywood. Those cars are battling for the Airborne points, the first place Airborne points, and if Robin Wood gets that first place position, he may well lock up a track title in the sportsman class. 2 laps to go now for Bucko Branham in car number 20. Branham well on his way to victory. This has been a race that he has dominated. There's parts on the backstretch that somebody appeared to look like Branham actually hit that part in the middle of the backstretch. Debris that you can see cars running over. White flag is out. We have a spin over in turn number 2. Brian McGinley in car number 35, and that is going to bring out a yellow flag. Yellow flag out for the McGinley 35. over the course of these final couple of laps. Here they come off turn number 4. Green flag. A good restart for Branham in car number 20. Pelletier in the 66 has that second position, although he was not able to hang with Bucko on the restart. The 0 of Gagnon falling back several car lengths from Pelletier in that 66. Here comes the field into turn number 4. They'll work down the front stretch, and a white flag is out for Bucko Branham. Branham leads by 3 off of turn number 2. Tiptoeing down the backstretch, not feeling any type of pressure from Maxime Pelletier in the 66. Here he comes off of turn number 4. Bucko Branham's going to get the win. Maxime Pelletier finishes in second. Finishing in third is the 0 of Jocelyn Gagnon. Fourth would be the 14 of Sebastian Joseph.
And for the Airborne cars, Sean Duquette is the winner, followed by Robin Wood in the 61 and the 29 of Nick Haywood. Those will be the top 3 finishing cars, picking up Airborne points in the 2011 Airborne Speedway Championship point standings. Just a minute, we'll be going downstairs to Rob Knowles for Victory Lane ceremonies. And with that, we'll go downstairs to Rob Knowles. Rob, take it away.
All right, Rick. We'll talk with Bucko Branham, who gets another victory with the Bud Light number 20. Bucko decided he wanted to run for the money tonight, put on the wider tires, and it certainly paid off. He was the class of the field through the night. All right, Bucko's out of his car. Give him a nice round of applause, everybody. Bucko Branham wins the Can-Am 50-lap challenge tonight. And Bucko, you decided we're going to win, trying to win the money tonight. Forget about the points. You put on the wider tires, and the car was hooked right from the very beginning. Man, that thing stuck down on the inside, and you could see you were really getting off the corners.
Yeah, the car is really getting off the corners good. I mean, guys work hard on it. I mean, my whole family does. I can't say how much my family is into this race car, and I love them so much for it.
What changes did you have to make to accommodate the wider tires and anything else of the car?
Bolted on tires.
That's it, huh? Just changed them.
Car's been really fast the last 3-4 weeks, and we've just been improving on it. And I can't thank the Canadians enough for coming up, allowing us to play with them. Yeah, I sacrificed my second place in points and for the win tonight, but to me, wins count more than championships. So.
And the little extra money doesn't. That goes a long way as well.
That's right, because I don't have anybody flipping my bill.
Well, congratulations on another win.
Thank you.
All right, that's Bucko Branham, everybody. He gets the win tonight with a 20. That is the field. 25 laps the distance. Renegades, green flag. Josh Allen in car number 10, leading to turn number 2. Oh, there's Lonnie Rivers looking to the inside down the backstretch. He had to back out of it. He's going to follow Josh Allen to the turn. Side-by-side racing, some almost thinking 3 wide into turn number 4 as they race off of 4 along the front stretch. Allen is still showing the way. Then it's the 08 of Bordeaux. Car 357 is Lonnie Rivers. Car 70 is Jason McClatchy. The 22 is Rob Favreau. The H2O is Rob Gordon. It's like they're coming to take the green flag all over again. Side-by-side racing right on back through the field. About the only car that wasn't covered up as they crossed the start-finish line in the top 10 was Rob Gordon's H2O. And now they're looking at 3 wide off of turn 2 down the backstretch going to 3. Josh Allen washes up into turn number 4. Here comes the Lonnie Rivers car 357 trying to come through. Lonnie Rivers out of Katyville, a 2-time track champion in the Renegade division. Trying to get to the inside of Josh Allen's car, number 10. Allen has led every lap. We are 3 laps into this one, on our way to 25, and it's all kinds of tight at the front of the field for the Renegades tonight. Rivers had the lead in turn 2 on the inside, but Josh Allen fights back on the outside. He'll have the lead going to 3. Rivers can drive it a little bit deeper into the turn. He'll go to turn number 4, and Allen will take it right up against the wall down the front stretch, and he's still hanging on the lead. Lonnie Rivers runs second. Rob Favreau runs third. Fourth is Rob Gordon. Fifth is Andrew Bordeaux. Sixth is Jason McClatchy. Seventh is the 86 of Rick Donor. Make it seventh, Lance Raptoy. Although Raptoy got off in the bunkers, the 86 was really bad loose off of turn number 2. That car was bobbling left and right. And Raptoy had to take evasive action, and that included getting a piece of the bunker. The battle for the lead continues. It's been going on for about 4 laps now out front. Josh Allen in the 10, Lonnie Rivers in the 357. Rivers trying to get that little engine that could chug on through on the inside line, but Josh Allen running too strong on the top of the track. Every time it looks like Lonnie's making inroads, the 357 will run a good line off the top of turn number 2, pull away just like he did right there. But Lonnie Rivers, lap by lap, seems to be inching closer and closer towards the front and about to take the lead. This time he will. Lonnie Rivers leads lap number 8. Josh Allen running in second now. Third is Rob Favreau. Fourth is Rob Gordon. Fifth is the 08 of Bordeaux. Sixth is McClatchy in the 70. Seventh, it's going to be Rick Donor. Eighth is Josh Terry. Ninth is car 11 of Lance Raptoy. And rounding out the top 10 is car number 25, defending track champion and current point leader Kevin Boutin. Lonnie Rivers is a 2-time track champ in this division, and he is leading, looking for his first win of this season. Leading by a car length, Rob Favreau coming through on the inside. He's won once this year. Josh Allen in car number 10 is looking for his first win of the season. Bob Dragoon in the 36 is going to limp back to the pits with the 36 car. The lead is 2.5 car lengths going to the turn. Favreau coming through on the inside. Behind him, Rob Gordon is eyeing that same line to the inside. Josh Allen's number 10's been out there on the top of the racetrack since just about the drop of the green flag, and that car may be going away a little bit. Robert Gordon's H2O looking to move through and get that third spot away. Running in fifth, it's Jason McClatchy. Josh Terry has run him down with a 43. Then it's Andrew Bordeaux's 08 and the 86 of Rick Donor trying to get to the inside as well with a Gordon Oil car. Martin Photo in car number 10, the red 10 out of Quebec, is really flying. He just passed Boutin like he was standing still. I believe he's another regular runner up at St. Eustache. And he just danced right around the 25, and that says something. I'm not sure how close the cars are package-wise and rules-wise, but when he goes around the point leader like that, I'm not too sure they are that close. Because he just did something that few have done this year, flying around Kevin Boutin in the 25. Well, the leader is still Lonnie Rivers. His lead is 3 car lengths. The 22 of Rob Favreau in that second spot. Rob Gordon is third. Josh Allen has fallen back to the 5th spot now, with Jason McClatchy moving underneath to grab 4th, although fighting back on the top is Allen. And then behind them in the 6th position is car 43 for Josh Terry. In 7th, it is the 86 of Rick Donor. 8th is Andrew Bordeaux, and then 9th is Photo in the number 10, the red 10. 11th is Kevin Boutin on the outside. You got the 11 and the 25 running side by side next to each other. They are the first and second place point runners in the Versatile Trailer Sales Renegade point standings, with Boutin the point leader. Coming into this race, he's got a point lead of 41. And he's trying to extend that point lead. Right now, he'd pick up 2 points on Lance Raptoy as they work on the racetrack. He'd have a 43-point lead over Raptoy going to the final week. Just about locked in. Basically have to start the feature event. Lonnie Rivers with car number 357. Curtis Seymour normally drives the 357. Of course, this is Lonnie's car, but he's put 357 on the side. Curtis Seymour a little under the weather. He is actually in the hospital. And Lonnie driving with the 357 on the side tonight. He was going to drive Curtis Seymour's car, but they had problems with that car. Something came up off the racetrack, and they had a problem with an oil leak in practice that they were not able to solve. So the 7 car leads. The 22 of Favreau is second. Closing a little bit, it seems, to 2 car lengths with lap number 20 about to go up on the board. Rob Favreau is closing in. Robert Gordon in the H2O running in the 3rd spot. Although pulling away, it was a good lap off of turn 4 that time. Good run off of turn 4 for Lonnie Rivers. He pulled away an extra car length, but Favreau is closing in, but yeah, it's down to a car length in the backstretch. And going to 3 and 4, Lonnie gets a good run off the turn, but Favreau seems to be closing in with power on the front and backstretch. Now we may well have a typical side-by-side or battle on the final lap in this Renegade division. That's the way it usually plays out. And the car length advantage for Lonnie Rivers is tenuous as they head for the 4th turn and come down the front stretch. Lap number 22 is about to go up on the board. It's a half car length lead. Rob Favreau's thinking lead. He's looking outside. Lonnie Rivers is looking for his first win of the year. Rob Favreau looking for win number 2. And if those two should make a mistake or get together, you got Rob Gordon behind them who's looking for win number 7. Battle for the lead. We got Metal Man in front of the leaders. He could factor in. Popsicle sticks are out. There's 2 laps to go for the leaders. They run around the 2 in turns 1 and 2. Favreau in car number 22 looking at the top of the racetrack. Gets a good run. Gets into the back of the 7 going down the backstretch as the 7 drifted up, took away that line. Car number 7, Lonnie Rivers, off of turn number 4, is going to see the white flag. 1 lap to go. Favreau follows him in line down to the inside into turns 1 and 2. He's got to make the move here. Down the backstretch off turn number 2, gets a good run. Rivers takes him up the racetrack. They're side by side going to turn number 3. Favreau had to get on the binders a little bit. It's going to be a drag race for the win. Here they come off turn number 4. Down the front stretch. Checkered flag is out. It's Lonnie Rivers with a win. Rob Favreau is second. Third to the H2O of Rob Gordon. Fourth, Jason McClatchy. Fifth, Josh Terry. Sixth to Rick Donor. 7th to Kevin Boutin, 8th to Josh Allen, and 9th, I believe, it'll be the 10 of Martin Foto, with the 10th place vehicle being the 11 of Lance Rabtoy.
As Lonnie backs the 357 into victory lane, we will throw it trackside to Rob Knowles.
All right, Rick, we'll get a word with Lonnie Rivers as soon as he hops out of his race car. Rob Favreau with a good run to second tonight. And Rob Gordon's got the H2O in the 3rd spot this evening. Lonnie climbing out of his car. Give him a nice round of applause, everybody. 2-time former track champ. That's his first win of the year. On board his number 7, renumbered 357 tonight. We talked about the scenario that played out with Curtis Seymour. Lonnie, come on over. Lonnie Rivers had built up about a 5-car length advantage, and then the car started to fade a little bit down the stretch those last few laps. What was going on with the car?
The car picked up a little push towards the end. I was riding the bottom a lot, letting it try to sweep out, but the tires started getting hot. I should have brought it up a little bit, but it was good enough to make it to victory lane.
And then Rob Favreau was closing in. I know at one point he was right on your back bumper. You felt him on your back bumper as you were coming down to take the white flag lap on the backstretch. And then it looked like as you worked that final lap on the white flag off of turn number 2, you tried to make sure you used up as much room as you could on the racetrack, and that kind of broke his momentum a little.
Yeah, it did. You know, racing, it's all about trying to steal your competitor's line, but, you know, without trying to get into them. You know, that's the whole thing about racing. It's just trying to steal their line, and if you can steal their line, you're going to break their momentum, and you can get a better run coming out.
And at the same time, Lonnie, you've been working hard to get back here. It hasn't been easy, and when you're that close, the gloves come off, and you got to do what you got to do to get back to victory lane.
I mean, I used up all the track I could to hold Robbie off. He had a fast car. I felt him on the bumper a couple times. He's a good, clean racer. He didn't do nothing dirty. It was a good outcome for us. Very good night.
And Lonnie, if you would quickly just tell us the story. How's Curtis Seymour and what's happening with Curtis?
Kurt's doing really good tonight. He had one operation on the bag part of it. He's got to get another operation, I think, on Monday or Tuesday as far as the torn stomach lining. I dedicate this race to Kurt. I'm running for him for points for him. Very good friend of mine. Great guy.
Well, congratulations on getting the win. Nice job tonight.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's Lonnie Rivers, everybody. He wins in the number 7, renumbered 357 tonight for Curtis Seymour. Nice job again by Rob Favreau in the 22. He brings it home second. And the H2O of Rob Gordon brings the H2O oil drilling car home in the 3rd spot.
So here we go. Final event of the evening. Points title on the line with 2 races to go in the Bomber division. Off turn 4, green. Flag is out. Nice start for Tyler Brissett in the 8. He's going to lead him into turn 2 and lead him up the backstretch the first time. Battle on for the number 2 spot. Curtis LaGrave Jr. in the 58 looks to the inside. Brian Montroy is right alongside in the 7. Here comes Ray Germain on the move in the 19 car. We can't see. The windows are all fogged up in the scorer's booth. We know where all the hot air is now.
They're all what? Did you say fogged up?
Yes.
Okay, careful.
Tyler Brissett leads the way, but here comes Curtis LaGrave Jr. looking to the bottom of the racetrack, zooming by in turn 3 to take the lead.
So did he buy this car?
I don't know.
Where did he get all the
You'll find
money?
out in Victory Lane. The $600 he saved not having to spend last week.
He bought this car for $600.
Tyler Brissett coming back on the inside, but now LaGrave gets to the outside, and he's got the lead up the backstretch. And he opens up a couple of car lengths.
I hope it wasn't an even swap because his car is already dead. Going back to the pits.
Good battles for those top 5 spots up front, top 6 spots. LaGrave Jr. in the 58. Tyler Brissett putting on a great show in that 8 car, sticking right with LaGrave. JMB, he's got to get ahead of that 58 car if he wants to have any decent chance at winning a track title. He's up to 3rd. Germain is back to 4th. 5th spot is the Montroy 7 on the inside. On the outside, that's Sneaky Dale in the 16, and Rob Signs in the 3. The Fountain 77, the 24 of Parrott, and the 14B of David Brissett can see them all. 5 down, 10 to go for Curtis LaGrave Jr. in that 58 car, but look who's coming up on the outside. It's the 14. John Michael Brissett has taken 2nd. Tyler Brissett is back to 3rd. Ray Germain 4th, and Sneaky Dale still in the top 5 in the 16. Brissett has got to find a way by to try to cut into that points lead of Curtis LaGrave Jr. in the 58 car. LaGrave maintaining that advantage of a couple of car lengths, and it's 2 more back to Brissett, who runs 3rd. Busch Bombers are halfway. Best battle for position right now on the racetrack is for the 4th spot. Ray Germain in the 19, and Dale O'Neill sneaking up on the outside in that 16. Montroy 7, Signs 3. Battle for the number 6 spot just behind the 19 and 16 cars. Top 3 have started to pull away, and the top 2 have actually opened up a little bit of ground on Tyler Brissett in the 8, as Sneaky Dale moves into the number 4 spot. Curtis LaGrave Jr. First ride of the season in the 58 car. Won a qualifier. And looks to win the main event and put a stranglehold on a track championship. If he maintains that position with Brissett finishing 2nd, his lead going into the final weekend of the season would be 28 points, nearly insurmountable in this Bomber division when there are
So
not
few
all
cars.
that many cars.
That's right. Even if JMB gets past him, he's going to have a very comfortable lead.
Brissett looks to the inside now as LaGrave has maintained that middle lane for the most part in the 58 car. They complete lap number 11. There will be 4 laps to go for John Michael Brissett to try to find a way by. They're going to work around the lap car, which is the 24 of Walt Parrott. They'll get to him as they approach the midway points of turns 3 and 4. Down the stretch, 3 laps remain. It's still LaGrave and John Michael Brissett. Good battle now for the number 3 spot. As look at this Sneaky Dale. He has sneakily moved his way up into the number 3 spot.
That's a good new word.
Tyler Brissett wants that 3rd spot back. He's going to try to get him on the inside as there are just 2 laps to go. Some anxious moments there as both the 16 and the 8 had to negotiate the 24. Got a little bit hairy, but both drivers able to hang on to the rides. Well, here comes the move in the inside. Side by side coming off for Brissett. Runs him high. Looks like he tried to put him in the wall almost. He drove the 58 straight up to the top of the wall. John Michael Brissett, an aggressive move off turn number 4, takes the lead. Curtis LaGrave Jr. is back to second. Checkered flag is out. Brissett wins it. LaGrave finishes second. Look at this battle for third. Sneaky Dale gets third. Fourth to Tyler Brissett, and Ray Germain rounds out the top 5.
That's the third straight week.
Look at this on the backstretch. Curtis LaGrave is not happy, as it certainly looked as though John Michael Brissett was trying to take him out on that last lap.
How could you see through all the fog in the booth?
Oh, I saw it. I've read about it online, too. Let's throw it downstairs and see what questions Rob has to ask about this one.
All right, Rick. John Michael Brissett climbs out of his car. He gets the victory with the number 14. All right, John Michael, come on over this way so Gene can still see you on the camera. Congratulations, you get the victory. Tell me about the pass that you made to get the win.
Well, I followed him for, 10, 12 laps, and he left the bottom open. There was only, 2 laps to go. I had to go. I know we got together, but it's racing.
Well, I know that your season has really been a pretty good one. I mean, in the middle of the year, your car really started to pick things up. And what is this, win number 3 or 4 now for you?
The last half of the year has been really good. This is the 4th win, and the car's been really hooked up.
Well, congratulations on getting that 4th win, and the points race will go down to the final weekend.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Thank everybody that comes to the races. Thank everybody that helps me. Thanks.
All right, John Michael Brissett gets the win in the Busch Bombers tonight. Curtis LaGrave finishes in the 2nd spot, and Dale O'Neill runs to 3rd.